being vegetarian is enough. Excuse number 19 to justify eating animal products. I can really relate to that excuse because I have been a vegetarian myself for a few years, thinking I was not harming any animals by just taking their products. But this is until I learned more about all those industries. Here's a few facts. In the dairy industry, cows need to give birth to be able to produce milk, just like any other mammals. So they are force impregnated. 9 months later, they give birth to their calf, and within days their babies are taken away from them because milk has to go to humans. So if it's a male baby, they will send them to the slaughterhouse within 6 months and become veal. If it's a female, she will become a milking machine just like her mother. And talking about the mother, she will be hooked on machine during about 4 to 7 years, and when she doesn't produce enough for the industry, they send them to the slaughterhouse for meat as well. In the egg industry, those little male chicks are seen like a waste product for this industry because obviously they cannot produce eggs. So right after birth, they send them into a blender alive, or they put them in plastic bag and suffocate. The hens will produce around 300 eggs a year, and they often live in cages or in very overcrowded spaces. And a year and a half after, more or less, when they don't produce enough, they send them at the slaughterhouse. Even in the honey industry, bees are often killed in the process of collecting this honey. Bees make honey for themselves to survive through the year. Humans don't need to eat honey to be healthy and survive. But what about cage-free, free-range, organic, grass-fed, happy cow? All those labels are there to make us feel better about buying those products. It doesn't mean much for those animals that all end up at the same slaughterhouse eventually. Alright, but what about eggs coming from free and happy chicken living in my grandmother's backyard? Although the vast majority of egg production doesn't come from any grandmother backyard's chicken, it is still taking an animal product made for themselves when we certainly don't need it to be healthy and survive. Talking about health, it's no secret today that consuming dairy products and eggs drastically increase your chances of getting many diseases like osteoporosis, prostate, lung, breast, ovarian cancer, plus heart disease. So after learning about all this, you just realize that there is probably even more suffering, cruelty, and killing in those industries than in meat. From an ethic point of view, and if we want to reduce as much as possible the amount of suffering, being a vegetarian is simply just not enough.